morning. Good morning. Happy hump day, baby. Keena, good morning, sugar. How you doing? What's up, Ed? Good morning. So I'm just on my way to work. I just got out of traffic up and on the bypass, and so as you know, my thoughts are always turning, and I'm beginning to be more forthcoming with sharing on Instagram. But I was thinking this morning, how many of us are stuck in a mental and emotional prison because we refuse to release the things that were done to us? How many of us are so accustomed to and addicted to that feeling of pain? Because what we don't realize is addictions are real, and sometimes addictions are things that we are attached to the feeling or the emotion that it brings. And even though it may be something that's detrimental or stressful or something that's causing you pain, sometimes people are so accustomed to pain and they're so used to trauma that when things go right, it feels foreign and it feels uncomfortable, so it's too hard to believe. So a lot of times people get stuck in the cycle of continuing to relive their trauma, continuing to relive their pain, continuing to relive certain circumstances, and hold on to unforgiveness and anger and resentment towards other people, when, like I said yesterday, it's not your fault what was done to you, but it's your responsibility to do the work to heal it. But how many of us, and I recognize this in a lot of people, are addicted to the pain, addicted to the emotion of feeling unwanted, unloved, unworthy? Because in some strange way, even though we know that's not the truth, if that has become your narrative in your life, if that has become the script that you follow about yourself, then you want other people to validate that. You already don't feel like I'm worth it, or I'm good enough, or I deserve this, or I deserve that. So when people treat you that way, it justifies your feeling. So sometimes people don't want to go through the process of forgiving or reaching out or really releasing because they're addicted to the drama that is associated with that pain. They're addicted to the emotion, the reaction that they get from reliving those moments. And sometimes we get caught in a cycle of wanting other people to hurt so bad because of what they've done to us that we're willing to literally drive ourselves crazy to make them hurt the way that we hurt. It doesn't work that way. So what happens is we become addicted to this cycle of pain, addicted to this cycle of trauma, addicted to this victim cycle. This was done to me, this was done to me, and because of that I can't let it go. Well, you don't have to let it go, but it's going to kill you. It's going to continue to haunt you. It's going to continue to hurt you. It's going to continue to eat at you, because unforgiveness of others has nothing to do with them and all about you. You're forgiving them to release them from your spirit. You're forgiving them to release them from your aura. And some people don't want to forgive because they're addicted to the idea that that person hurt them. So because that person hurt me, I'm going to continue to hold a grudge against them for the rest of my life because I want them to feel the way that I feel. Not recognizing that that is a self-destructive action. That's a self-destructive way to move forward, because you're literally going through hell and high water to make someone else feel pain and to make someone else feel the resentment that you feel, to make someone else feel like, to make someone else feel the negative things that you feel, when you feel like releasing them or forgiving them is giving them a pass or saying it's okay what you did to me. No, that's not what this is. Releasing them gives you a pass so that you can move forward in your freedom, so that you can move forward and actually heal from these things that have been done to you. Releasing them and forgiving them is a pass for you, not them. And so I think if we really start to switch our mindset and change it from, forgiving them resolves the issue or releases them from the things that they've done to me, and redirect that attention to forgiving them releases me. Forgiveness is never about them. It's always about you. It's always to release you from that prison, to release you from that strife, to release you from that anguish that you've been holding on to for however long you've been holding on to it. It's never about them. It's always about you. So again, my question is, how many of us are holding on to pain and living in these traumatic situations and cycles because we're addicted to the feeling? We're addicted to the feeling of me holding on to this grudge doesn't let you off the hook, not recognizing that it continues to keep you on the hook. As hard as it may be, it is time for you to release that anger. It's time for you to forgive. It's time for you to let go. It's time for you to move forward, because guess what? You're still holding grudges from stuff that happened 5, 10, 15 years ago, and it's literally eating you alive. And so when things begin to happen in our bodies and we start getting sick and things begin to shut down, a lot of times we like to think of it as just, oh, I'm getting old, or oh, that's just wear and tear, or that's just hereditary. No, some of that is trauma that you're holding on to that you refuse to let go of. And so then it begins to manifest itself physically. Anything that causes dis-ease in the body causes disease in the body. So that means anything that's forming any type of stress. Stress is the #1 killer, okay? And you don't realize holding on to that grudge or not being willing to release that person or forgive them or let them go is causing you strife. And sometimes forgiveness does not look like, oh, I forgive you, I love you, just come back into my life and hurt me again. No. Forgiveness looks like, in a lot of cases, I forgive you and I don't ever want to see you again, because it's better for me if I don't. I forgive you, but I have no desire to ever interact with you again because of my boundaries, because I know that you don't know how to handle me, and I know that you're not mature enough to actually receive the type of person that I am. So I'm going to forgive you and release you and let you go so that I can move forward and attract somebody that is willing and deserving of the love and the energy that I bring. So a lot of you that are dealing with heart issues and hypertension and blood pressure and things like that, stroke, headaches, chest pain, anxiety, those are heart issues. Those are things that are dealt with unforgiveness. That is where bitterness and grief and resentment and anger and grudges are held in your heart space. So when people start having issues with their heart, the first thing a lot of people like to do is go to the doctor and ask for a bunch of medications and all of that. But I encourage you to examine your emotional life and your spiritual life. What is going on? What are you holding on to in your heart space that you need to release? What are you holding on to in your heart space that you need to let go of? What are you holding on to in your heart space that's blocking you from actually being able to attract what it is that you want? People that deal with a lot of strokes and headaches and things like that. Your head space, continuing to hold on to things, reliving things in your mind over and over and over again. So, dis-ease. Anything that makes you uneasy, anything that doesn't sit right in your spirit, in your emotional body, can cause disease. That's where a lot of these things are really, really, literally written in plain sight for us. We just don't have the intellect or the ability to be able to break them down and understand it. But it's literally telling you what disease is. Dis-ease. Dis-ease. Disease is caused by anything that causes dis-ease, anything that interrupts the normal flow of your cells, of your body makeup, your chemistry, your emotional body. People that are dealing with a lot of stomach issues and a lot of issues, reproductive issues, that's where trauma is held. Women, we hold our trauma in our wombs. Our stomach issues, ulcers and things like that, trust me, I know. That comes from digesting memories and situations that you cannot digest, that your body cannot digest. So it causes dis-ease in your stomach, because our stomach muscles, the muscle memory in the DNA in our stomach lining, it holds memory. So it remembers everything that we eat, see, think, do, we digest it. Our stomachs don't just digest food. They digest situations and memories and circumstances. So if you're dealing with a lot of stomach and tummy issues, then what are you digesting? What is your body trying to process that your body is not able to process? Reproductive issues, I dealt with that. Fibroids, tumors, things like that. Our wombs hold trauma. Women, we hold our trauma in the womb. I know I'm speaking to somebody right now, and I know this is for somebody. A lot of what's happening to you physically is a result of what's happening to you emotionally. It is time for us to really do the work. Some people are holding on to things that they need to let go of that are literally eating them alive, that are literally becoming cancers in your life. Your bodies are talking to you. Your body is screaming and saying, hey, guess what? I'm having palpitations. Something's not right. I can't process something going on in my heart. Hey, guess what? My stomach lining is messed up. I can't digest anything. Everything that I'm eating is making me sick. Guess what? Let's look at what you're digesting. What memories are you reliving? What things are you going through in your emotional situation? What haven't you healed from? These things that are held up and pent up in our bodies, in our emotional bodies, in our memory, in our subconscious, in our superconscious, they all eventually come out and manifest themselves. So I ask you again, what are you holding on to that you need to release and let go of that's eating you alive? What grudges are you holding on to? What unforgiveness? Because you holding on to a grudge and not being willing to release them, not only for them, but for you, is not hurting them, it's hurting you. And it's hindering your growth. It's hindering your process. It's hindering your evolution. It's hindering your healing. You're delaying it. Good morning, Dee Dee. Birthday chick. So it's time to really, really look at our situations. Look at what is your body? What is your physical body telling you? And when you look at it and you scan your body and you see, okay, well, this is hurting, this don't feel right, then begin to connect it to what's going on to you emotionally. What are you dealing with emotionally? Okay? That's my TED Talk for the morning. I hope this blessed you. If you want to know more about this, if you want to learn more about this, I am taking new clients. I do have a workshop coming up on breaking the cycle of toxic relationships, because guess what? We don't have a lot of time. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So I want to help people understand that we can make the best of the life that we do have. We can make the best of the situation and the circumstances, even if we're not exactly where we want to be. We can push to get there. And a lot of the things that's hindering us physically and financially and environmentally is a result of what's going on in our emotional and energetic body. Okay? So it's time to really scan your heart, scan your body, scan your mind, and see what it is. What is your body trying to tell you? And connect the dots. Okay? I hope you have a wonderful, blessed, joyous, and prosperous Wednesday. And I'll be checking with y'all soon.